Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Rosie, and on this channel we talk about everything personal growth. From mindfulness to manifestation, psychology to spirituality, I bring it all together for you guys to help you raise your vibration and come into soul alignment. Today we're going to talk about how to deal with your triggers so they stop coming up. I know, triggers are really annoying, triggers are really frustrating, but if we can work through them the proper way, if we can work through them the way that the universe wants us to work through them, we can release them for good. The reason why our triggers keep coming up is because most of us are ignoring our triggers. Most of us aren't actually learning the lesson that the universe wants us to learn by throwing the trigger at us. So I'm going to walk you through a process of understanding what your trigger is really trying to teach you and how to let go of that trigger for good. So I believe that some of the main reasons why the universe has set up this whole trigger thing is for two reasons. So the first reason is oftentimes when we're triggered, it is a safety mechanism for our body to say to us, this person is crossing our boundary. So for example, when we feel a trigger coming on, it's because someone is it feels like they're about to physically cross our boundary, emotionally or spiritually cross a boundary with us. And that's our body's way of just saying like, I don't really trust this person. You might not want to go there. You might not want to do this. It doesn't feel right to my soul. It doesn't feel like this is good. So it triggers us. And oftentimes we need to set a physical boundary. Oftentimes we do need to set a physical boundary and we need to say like, sorry, but you're crossing a boundary by saying that thing to me right now. You're crossing a boundary by looking at me that way. You're crossing a boundary by coming too close into my space. And that means that we absolutely and completely need to say something, do something, set an energetic frequency, or, something that tells that person like, this is not cool, you're triggering me because you are crossing our boundary. However, this video is not about how to set boundaries. This video is about situations that we often get ourselves into where we feel like someone is triggering us and we feel like someone's crossing a boundary, but they're actually not crossing a boundary. We're bringing the past shit into the present moment. So what I mean by that is like oftentimes we feel annoyed by our parents, or oftentimes a situation comes up and we're like, oh my God, this person's triggering me so much, and we just want to avoid this situation. We just want to block them out, not go over to their house, not hang out with them anymore, not answer their call. And they're actually not doing something in this moment that's harming us or causing a boundary. What's happening is stuff from our past, shit from our past relationships, our past situations, our childhood is coming up, and that person is mirroring that within us, and we're like, oh, I hate that person. That person's so annoying. So the first step is to look at the situation with fresh eyes. What I mean by that is whatever is triggering you, a person, a text message, a situation, whatever it is, look at it with fresh eyes. And what I mean by that is ask yourself, is this person or situation actually threatening me on a physical level, on an emotional level, on a sexual level, on a spiritual level? Are they actually threatening to me? Are they actually crossing a boundary? And oftentimes the answer will be yes, of course. But a lot of the times when we're dealing with triggers, the answer can be no. So what this means is the person's not actually threatening to you, but you're perceiving that the person is threatening because of your past trauma, your past wounds. Someone could simply say to you like something that has nothing to do with you, that's not harming, that literally is not threatening to you, but you're like, oh my God, that just triggered the fuck out of me. Like, I don't know why that just triggered me so much. And it's because of your past. It's because the universe is trying to say to you, let's look at this a little deeper. Maybe it's not your mom that's actually triggering you. Maybe it's something that happened in your past with the teacher that is actually triggering you, or whatever the case is, right? Maybe it's not actually your boyfriend that's triggering you right now. Maybe it's a situation from your relationship 5 years ago with a different guy that you never dealt with, and now your boyfriend is mirroring those aspects because the universe wants you to look at it, because the universe wants you to go deep and actually deal with that wound that you never looked at. The key is that if we actually go deep and we actually look at the wound that we never look at, it will heal and disappear, and we will never have to deal with that trigger again unless it comes up in a different form from a different situation. This is so beautiful, guys. This means that we can heal and we don't have to deal with our triggers anymore by healing, not by avoiding them, not by saying, oh my God, that person's so fucking annoying, I don't want to talk to them anymore, and cutting them out when they didn't even say anything wrong. It just triggered you because of something in the past. I hope you guys are understanding this. So I'm going to walk you through some journal prompts that are really, really key that will help you deal with your trigger, start to heal your trigger so it stops coming up. So grab a journal, write down these things, and then once this video ends, go through and work through them. Or you can just pause it throughout the video. So the first thing you want to do is you want to identify what your trigger is. A text message, a word, a person, a situation, I don't know, something on social media. And I want you to write, this is triggering me because it's making me feel blank. So whatever it is, this text message is triggering me because it's making me feel unworthy. It's making me feel like I'm not pretty enough. It's making me feel ignored. It's making me feel blank, 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 blank. And journal what is making you feel. The second thing you want to journal is, this reminds me of a time when blank, which made me feel blank. For instance, say your boyfriend is not answering your text message. The first line you would say, this makes me feel, my boyfriend not answering my text message makes me feel unworthy. It makes me feel like I'm not lovable. It makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. The second question you would say, this reminds me of a time when I was in 7th grade and a boy didn't answer my text message and it made me feel unworthy. It made me feel like he was ignoring me. It made me feel bad about myself. So that's the second one. Journal, journal, journal. Talk about what it made you feel. Talk about a situation that like it reminds you of, like, for some reason this reminds me of this time. For some reason, and it could be totally something that doesn't make sense to your cognitive mind. Like, just write it down, okay? Your mom could be triggering you right now, but it could remind you of a time when you were a kid when your dad triggered you, right? It is okay. It also could be the same person though. So it could be like your mom's really triggering you right now because it's reminding you of a time when your mom did this thing 10 years ago that really affected you and triggered you. Third thing is to ask yourself if this feeling is true. So for instance, this situation is making you feel unlovable, unworthy, like you don't deserve attention, like no one's listening to you, like no one's hearing you, right? It's making you feel all of these things. You need to ask yourself, are these feelings true? Like, is this real? Is this real? Is this true? Am I unlovable? Am I undeserving? Am I not good enough? Do I not deserve to be seen? Do I not deserve to be heard? Like, ask yourself, do I deserve to actually feel this way? Do I deserve to actually be treated this way? And the answer 100% will be no. You don't deserve to feel unlovable. You don't deserve to not be listened to. You don't deserve for someone to not answer your text message. So it's not necessarily about the physical thing, right? But it's about the feeling that this trigger makes you feel. So you have to be really, really clear and honest and find clarity with this question. Do you deserve to feel this way? No, you don't. You don't deserve to feel any of these negative emotions. You don't deserve to feel any of these thoughts about yourself. These are all lies. These are all poison. These are all not the truth. So what do I deserve to feel? What am I worthy of feeling? How do I deserve to be treated? Do I deserve to be seen? Of course. Do I deserve to be heard? Of course. What do I deserve in this situation? And write down all of the things that you deserve to feel in this situation. By working through this journaling, what you're doing is you're reprogramming your mind to allow yourself to see the truth in your trigger. Allow yourself to see that this trigger is just happening, and underneath, even though it's all of these feelings are coming up, underneath you actually know that you're good enough. You actually know that this situation is not true. You don't deserve to feel this way. You are worthy. It's all just stored memories in your body that's coming up so you can actually go look at the truth and heal the wound instead of putting these band-aid fixes on the wound. You're actually getting clarity with yourself and with your soul and saying, oh yeah, I do deserve this. I do deserve to feel good enough. I do deserve people to treat me kindly. I do deserve all of these things. So our trigger is really pushing us in the direction to find clarity and find the truth within us. To remember how we deserve to be treated, to remember who we are, to remember what we believe about ourselves. That is what our trigger is doing. But if we keep avoiding it, it's going to keep coming up because the universe, our loving God, wants us to be free of all of the lies, wants us to be free of all of the situations that have hurt us in the past, and wants us to come back home to our truth, to what we actually deserve to feel. moving through your triggers and actually understanding why your triggers are coming up allows you to take your power back, allows you to go into situations and get triggered. Yes, we're going to keep getting triggered by different things, but you're going to understand how to handle it. You're going to understand the next time that your boyfriend doesn't answer your text message that you are loving, that you are deserving, that you are good enough, that you deserve to be seen, heard, and felt. 100%. And you will bring in that energy. You'll remain in that energy. You'll relish in that energy. And then guess what will happen? The trigger will disappear. The mirror will disappear. The person will stop treating you that way because you won't be outputting that energy anymore. You will have learned your lesson. That is exactly what will happen. The person will stop mirroring you. You will have learned your lesson, and now you'll be in a different cycle. But if you keep avoiding and blocking out your triggers and not looking at your triggers and not going deep with your triggers and not finding the truth underneath your trigger, it's going to keep coming up because you're going to stay in this cycle. We have to look at the pain. We have to look at the old memory. We have to look at why this is hurting us. Question it and say, that doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like I deserve to feel that way about myself. It doesn't seem that I deserve to think these thoughts about myself. That's not the truth. That's not what God thinks of me. That's not what the universe thinks of me. That's not what my soul wants to feel like. So what do I want? What is the truth? What does God think of me, right? And then we come back to the truth. We find clarity. We put on a different lens. And we heal our trigger. And it will not show up anymore. I hope this video helped you guys a lot. I want to let you know that I am offering distant Reiki sessions right now to help people move through their triggers, to help people move through their wounds. It has been massively awesome. I've enjoyed it so much over this whole coronavirus thing that's going on. Obviously, I'm doing distant sessions right now, and it's been so amazing to help so many of you move through past wounds, move through all of these things, and find clarity, find peace, and really find freedom and soul alignment. So you can DM me on Instagram at mylifeisrosey if you'd like to work with me, or I can answer any questions there about the sessions. I'm giving them for a discounted price right now, so it's a perfect time to get in, get some clearing, get some releasing, and move through those triggers that you want to release and let go of. I love you guys so much. Leave a thumbs up if this video resonated with you. Subscribe, and I will see you back with so many more videos. Mwah.